I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's question comes from a young writer named Mr. Knowles, whose readers praise his work for their evocative and florid descriptions. However, in his most recent project, he's come upon a scene that involves entities that go beyond description. They are indescribable, and as such, he does not know how he can apply his gifts towards this. I shall begin by deferring to my younger self. This is from the beginning of The Unnameable. We were sitting on a dilapidated 17th century tomb in the late afternoon of an autumn day at the old burying ground in Arkham, and speculating about the unnameable. Looking toward the giant willow in the center of the cemetery, whose trunk has nearly engulfed an ancient illegible slab, I had made a fantastic remark about the spectral and unmentionable nourishment which the colossal roots must be sucking in from the hoary charnel earth, when my friend chided me for such nonsense and told me that since no interments had occurred there for over a century, nothing could possibly exist to nourish the tree in other than an ordinary manner. Besides, he added, my constant talk about unnameable and unmentionable things was a very puerile device, quite in keeping with my lowly standing as an author. I was too fond of ending my stories with sights or sounds which paralyzed my heroes' faculties, and left them without courage, words, or associations to tell what they had experienced. We know things, he said, only through our five senses or our religious intuitions, wherefore it is quite impossible to refer to any object or spectacle which cannot be clearly depicted by the solid definitions of fact or the correct doctrines of theology, preferably those of the Congregationalists, with whatever modifications tradition and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle might supply. As writers, we are trapped, are we? We wish to share these livid pictures in our minds with those unfortunate enough to read our works. And oftentimes we manage to successfully communicate these wild nightmares and delicious ravings, but too often we become so caught up in trying to describe these things that we fall into cliches, or we craft things that, well, don't quite translate well to any audience, especially after time has been so unkind to our work. And so, the much more subtle art is the act of describing without describing. Tell, don't show. Allow your readers to fill in the blanks, create shadows. It is far more wondrous to have your readers scare themselves than to try to fill the page with all manner of descriptions. Trust me, you'll be doing them a favor. And if all else fails, you can just make these entities look like giant white apes. Everyone's afraid of giant white apes. Everyone I know. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft.